So the green flag waves for Minimax for the final time here on Saturday afternoon. Race 16 in the meeting, Heat 3 for Minimax, and your grid order is as follows. Renault Fernand Franco will start from pole position. Alongside will be Bouvin Powers, young Belgian in the form of Matej Radenkovic. Germany's Sam Saleh and Thiemen Huben from the Netherlands make it an all GKS Lemons Power row 2. Carol Stout will start in 5th, ahead of Vidmar Aljaz in 6th position. Vic Stevens and Bolouet will start in 7th and 8th respectively, with Jasper Leenerts and Mathis Soubadou from France rounding out the 10 strong. So we did have an incident between Vidmar Aljaz and Bolouet last time out. But again, as temperatures still hitting in the higher part of 30 degrees Celsius plus, 36 the local air temperature, with sunset predicted at around about 9:11 this evening, 21:11 this evening local time. And again, it looks like the conditions are still going to be quite hot tomorrow on finals day. So 7 minutes are set on the timer. Red lights on the starting gantry. So Franco and Radenkovic will control the pace as they make the formation very, very early indeed through the exit of turn number 7. So now the drivers are set, ready to go racing one more time here on Saturday afternoon. Franco has won both races, has secured pole position, and has the psychological advantage over the rest of the competition, and also the pace to back that up as they now head into turn 12. Franco, for those watching at home, will start on the right-hand side of the circuit in pole position. Radenkovic, alongside, will be on the outside of the row. Into the tram lines goes Minimax here on their final heat. We are lights out and racing. Franco gets a good run. Radenkovic right around the outside and gets hit! All 3 cuts involved. Radenkovic off the back axle up into the air, and we've also had, that's Vic Stevens, I believe, that's now at the back part of the field, as now this has really changed things dramatically, and this has had a complete dynamic shift in how the race will unfold. Radenkovic still going along on the back straightaway, as now the drivers make their way through turn 9 for the first time. Lap 1, and we've had dramas before we even exited turn number 2. So through they come. Franco is leading. Well, Franco, no, isn't leading. He isn't leading. He's down in 2nd position, because that is Thiemen Huben, who's up into the lead of the race. Carol Stout now trying to go for 2nd place. Can't get through. Vic Stevens, actually, that was Bolouet, I believe, that was involved, so my apologies there. Vic Stevens now up into what is 4th place, as there's more battles, and Jasper Leenerts getting stuck in, as is Mathis Soubadou, who's gone up the inside of the Belgian through turn 5. But Leenerts gets the switchback, coming out of turn 6, up towards the inside goes the 177 from Belgium, gets the position, and Soubadou nearly lost out there in the process, because Thiemen Huben now is in 8th place. So Renault Fernand Franco leads the way. Tam Saleh from Germany in 2nd. Carol Stout from PG Motorsport rounding out the top 3. And then, well, I think I've just seen a couple of changes, because Vidmar Aljaz is now up into 4th position as they come across the line. Matthijs Soubadou now up into P5 ahead of Jasper Leenerts. As up the inside of Vic Stevens goes Thiemenhuben. Radenkovic is still... Oh no, not another clash there! Oh my goodness. Vic Stevens and Thiemenhuben come to blows going into turn 3. And Stevens knows that that was a disappointing moment, and I think that might have ended the youngsters' race early. So marshalling team over to assist. And Vic Stevens now climbs out of the forlorn cart. And that right front wheel is definitely, it's moving around a little bit. I'm not too sure if that's 100% secure. So again, another change as Karel Stout is now going for second on the inside of Tam Saleh into turn 1. The PG Motorsport driver is going to try and push the eye of the needle here, gets through. But then Tam Saleh recounters, and this is allowing Vidmar Aljaz to come at them and try and attack and see if there's a potential of a second place finish. So from second to fourth, the line astern. A little bit further back is Matthijs Soubadou. Jasper Leenerts in sixth place. Matej Radenkovic, Thiemenhuben. Boluet now rounding out the 9 that are still running. And unfortunately, it is a retirement for Vic Stevens from Dams Racing. 3 minutes 14 to go, plus an additional lap. The battle for second position quite clearly on, as now Aljaz senses that chance. So does Karel Stout from PG Motorsport in the 143. Again in the toe of Saleh, going down in towards turns 1 and 2. Because the thing is, you can be right behind somebody going through into turn 1, but then the door sort of slightly opens as the driver in front will try and do the cutback approach across the corner, and there is an opportunity. Some will go for that opportunity, and in the words of the late Ayrton Senna de Silva, if you don't go for a gap, you're not a racing driver. Well, these drivers are being very strategic in how they play things out. Motorsport these days is very different from that era of racing. But still, now Tam Saleh will be leading a 5-kart train, and at the back of it, from Belgium, is GKS Lemons Power's very own Jasper Leenerts. Matej Radenkovic is on the comeback trail after the initial incident that nearly took the Buvin Power driver out of the race. Radenkovic now is trying to exercise damage limitation. Oh, was up the inside. Goes Matthijs Soubadou on the inside of Vidmar Aljaz through into turn number 2. Nicely done by the French driver running on the Sol Sodicat chassis in this race and in this class. As the fastest lap of the race is not in the hands of Renault Franco, it is now in the hands of Matej Radenkovic, who has about 1.1 seconds to find to close up to Jasper Leenerts, and that will put the 196 from Buvin Power into an opportunity of, who knows, maybe even getting back to second position. But if you said that maybe a couple of minutes ago, there might be an inkling, a smidgen of an opportunity. So Renault Fernand Franco, there's been a warning flag there for Tam Saleh. So black and white warning flag for the German. As the race director has made a has pointed something out to Tam Saleh there. So a little warning. So we are now on the penultimate lap of the race, and Renault Fernand Franco from the Netherlands has cantered away 2.5 seconds ahead of Tam Saleh, who is still being chased, but has oh well, I'm looking at something very, very interesting here, because trying to catch up to Karel Stout from France, who started last on the grid every single race, as Radenkovic seizes the day and goes up the inside of Leenerts through into turn 12. Time's now up pretty much So final lap is being shown as the timer has hit 7 minutes. So final lap it is. This time around the checkered flag will be unfurled and brandished, and it will be waved. So it's been a pretty easy afternoon in the Belgian sunshine for the Netherlands, Lino Fernand Franco, and in the meantime, Matej Radenkovic has not just got past Jasper Leenerts, he's got past Vidmar Aljaz. And if the way things are going, if he had another lap, he might have had a chance at closing on the two in front, which would have been Mathis Souvadou. But Franco does the treble here on qualifying heats day in Minimax. And it is a GKS Lemons Power 1-2. Courtesy of Germany's Sam Saleh. Coulshed out from PG Motorsport. Completes the top 3. And from last on the grid to 4th, bien fait Mathis Souvadou. Well done. Up to 4th ahead of Matej Radenkovic. Vidmar Aljaz takes 6th place ahead of Jasper Leenerts. Thiemen Huben takes 8th position. Boluet in 9th. And unfortunately, with 2 laps in the books, Vic Stevens was an unfortunate retirement after an incident. And that concludes the action for Minimax on qualifying heats day here at the home of champions.